Hello and welcome to Elk Grove High School. This Thursday, April 20th, 2000, where the Elk Grove Gymnastics team hosts the Conant Cougars and the Schaumburg Saxons in a tri-gymnastics meet. This is the last home meet for Elk Grove Gymnastics team, and tonight they will be announcing the seniors, and it's sort of a farewell presentation for all seniors and their parents.
He is going to be attending Northern Illinois University. We're going to want some major in accounting, so he's going to come back and help score our meets for us the right way. Make sure there's no mistakes, and we're glad to have him back. Matt just came back 5 weeks ago.
Our first gymnast here is Matt Mullins, a 4-year member and 4-year all-arounder.
And we're really proud of him that he made it back to this meet. Our second senior, Matt Polish. Matt is escorted by his dad.
Our second senior is Matt Polish. He is a ring specialist who just joined this year, no more than a few weeks ago. He was originally at Viders, and now he's at Elk Grove. He's shown a lot of improvement over these past few weeks to develop a varsity routine.
He came out about 2 weeks into the season, and his high score so far is about 5.6. That's real great for just picking up the score. Matt plans on going to Taylor College and majoring in fire science. Our next senior, Brian Sanford.
Our third senior is Brian Sanford. He's a 4-year member as well. He is a pommel horse specialist. However, as a result of numerous injuries this year, Brian has also developed skills on parallel bars and the still rings. He'll be performing those 3 events tonight.
And Brian will be going to Harvard College next year, also for major fire science. Last but definitely not least, our senior, Brian Setterstrom.
Our final senior is Brian Setterstrom. He is a ring specialist, 3-year member. Unfortunately, Brian suffered a ligament injury in his shoulder, so he will not be competing tonight or the rest of the season. He will be joining us shortly here tonight.
Gymnastics, and so he is sitting out the rest of the season. But will be in the announcer's booth. We are being televised by Channel 6 tonight, our local cable channel, and Brian will be one of our color commentators. So he is still part of the team. We'd like to recognize him for that. Good job. New year gymnast for us. Brian will be going to Elmhurst College and majoring in business administration. Okay. That's it for our seniors. We'd like to have a stand up here because we're proud of having all our seniors go through our program at Elk Grove High School. We also like to have the parents up here because they're a big part of their son's development and support for the 4 years. And so we definitely like to recognize them and have them up here for one last time in front of everybody. And we're real proud of them. We're going to miss them all next year. And good luck to you guys in the future. Have a good meet tonight.
That is the Elk Grove varsity coach, Bill Watts, announcing the seniors.
Tonight being our last home meet of the 1999 season, Elk Grove plays host tonight to Conant High School, who is coached by Mr. Ed Raymond, assisted by Coach Terry Beckwood, Coach Paul Kim, Coach Ryan Brown, and Coach Scott Hager. Our Elk Grove Rangers are also welcoming Schaumburg High School, who are coached by Mr. Howard Ritter, assisted by Paul Igliera, and Water. And also assisted by Albert Reward. Judges for tonight's meet are Bob Russell, Kathy Eagle, and Bob Furley. Will everyone please join me and rise for the singing of our national anthem by Albert Reward.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free in the hope of glory?
Tonight's meet is a tri-meet. Elk Grove will be starting on the floor exercise, Conant will be on pommel horse, and Schaumburg will begin on the still rings. All teams will start with freshmen competing first, then the junior varsity members, and then of course the varsity members after that.
Tonight's meet will run block style. In each event, you will see the freshman compete first, followed by JV. Varsity will compete last. Each will compete together while keeping separate team scores. Tonight's rotation, you will see Elk Grove starting on floor, Conant starting on pommel horse, and Schaumburg High School.
And here we have Brian Satterstrom. Welcome, Brian.
Welcome, or hello, I should say, not welcome.
Most scores for Schaumburg for Elk Grove as home team. Conant will be with the visitors, and Schaumburg will be down with the team player away.
One thing, we also have a pizza get together for the parents and families of our gymnasts, the Elk Grove gymnasts, immediately following the meet in the cafeteria. So after the meet, parents, families of the Elk Grove gymnasts go to the cafeteria for pizza and so.
Looks like we're just about ready to start here. Tonight we'll be focusing mainly on Conant and Elk Grove gymnasts. This is Ronnie Riccio on the floor exercise. Executing his very first front tumbling pass.
Having a little trouble on the flip-flop.
Ronnie just joined this year. He was experiencing some difficulty in the beginning of the year. However, he has shown great improvement. There was a scale. Good routine for Ronnie. freshman requirements on the floor exercise. They must execute 2 salto skills in a row. And a salto skill, of course, is a skill involving some sort of flip where the gymnast is upside down. That is a salto. It's a front
We
salto.
have James Schwartz now on the floor, also a freshman, first year. Kid that's catching on quick.
That is the second requirement of floor exercise, is a scale, a balanced skill of on one leg or on one arm. And by my side here we have Brian Satterstrom, the 3-year member, I'm sorry, the ring specialist from senior night. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
That was a good routine for James right there.
Next we have Zach Schulman on the floor.
There's a front flip, forward roll, to another front flip. Very difficult freshman pass. That is the third requirement on the floor exercise for freshmen, is a salto or flip skill, then a non-salto, and then a salto skill immediately after that. And Zach ends with a front flip forward roll, handstand forward roll. Next up for the freshman is Corey Sanford. Corey began gymnastics at the beginning of this year, around September, and he's really shown great improvement. He was on the varsity level for a short while as a result of some injuries to the varsity members, including myself and Brian.
Nice
Round
strong
off.
first pass for Corey.
Consisting of a round-off flip-flop back flip. Very nice little hop on the back flip there. That will be a small deduction. That was Corey's scale.
A decent front for Corey on that pass.
Yeah, it's front.
Very
Bounding
hard trick for a freshman, I'd say.
It's a very excellent freshman skill. That is a requirement. 2 flip-flops and a back flip. Nice stick for Corey.
Way
Very
to
good
finish
routine.
it off for Corey there. Strong finish.
Very strong finish. He will place very highly tonight in the freshman floor exercise. Here's Conant on the pommel horse. As we had mentioned earlier, Corey, who had executed the bounding front flips, that is a C skill. And in a routine consists of 10 skills. 2 C skills, 4 B skills, and 4 A skills, with the C being the highest value of those skills.
Now we have Ryan Sinkarik on the floor exercise, one of our few but mighty JV members.
There's his scale, a little bobble on scale, will be a small deduction. Nice L there for Ryan. Front flip forward roll, head spring, little step, that will be a small deduction. When the judges, when they rate the gymnasts for their scores, the exercise presentation is worth a 6.3. That does not include the difficulty of the skills or the requirements we had talked before. That is just how the gymnast presents himself. A small deduction will be 1/10 of a point. Medium deduction is 2/10. Large deduction is 4/10. And for any sort of fall, it is a half a point or 5/10. That was a scissor half by Conant gymnasts into a few loop rounds to end his
Struggling
routine.
a little on the horse there.
Tim Behrens as we start off the varsity floor routines. Tim is a sophomore this year.
But a strong sophomore at that, I'd say. He's catch on pretty quick, and he's doing quite well.
Did not expect to see Tim on a varsity level this year. However, again, as a result of numerous injuries, Tim was brought up and he rose to the occasion.
Having a little trouble on the press.
That was a press hand for Tim. That is a requirement for varsity floor members. It's a B strength skill, which includes the press handstand, which most gymnasts execute. Very good front foot forward roll fly spring by Tim into a head kip Healy. This is Tim's other requirement of a scale, doing a Y scale. Balance on one foot or one arm. Very nicely done. Finishes his routine.
Pretty strong finish for Tim. And
very good stick, very good form. Conant gymnast having a little trouble on the pommel horse.
I'd say pommel's one of the more tough events for gymnasts, you know, at this young age to catch on to.
It is one of the most difficult events there is. Does not require the strength, more or less the swing. A few downhill double leg circles, and he ends his routine with a loop off.
Next we have Keith Christensen, I'd say. 3-year member.
3-year varsity member.
Varsity member, yes.
Begins his routine with a double backflip. Small step there will be a medium deduction of 2/10 probably.
Keith has been performing in gymnastics since he was young. So he has excelled his skills, you know, beyond a normal high school member.
There was key with a V to press hand. Very difficult skill for any member that fulfills his requirement of the strength skill of at least B value. Handspring front layout for Keith. Back extension roll to the splits. It's always good to show the judge flexibility. A little shaky on Keith's Y scale. Holds under control for 2 seconds. Round off flip-flop layout, punch backflip.
Strong finish for Keith.
Strong finish, a little step on the backflip. There will be a deduction, however, we expect to see a good score. Conant gymnast just finishing on pommel horse.
We have a Schaumburg member on the rings.
This is Brian's.
This is my event, which I am not able to compete in tonight, but
nice press handstand. Bill, full twist and flyaway. Nicely done. Don't see many full flyaways. Scissor connection, travel reverse scissor. A few double leg circles, as you can see, bent legs.
Ooh.
That would be considered a fall.
Last but least, we have, not least I should say, we have Matt Mullins, a 4-year varsity member, coming back from a dislocated elbow injury, but he came back strong and he's excited to compete tonight.
This is Matt's first day back. He was only able to practice yesterday before the meet today. He's been out for a few weeks. Very nice connection skills right there. This is Matt's, this is sort of his specialty, is a Japanese press handstand where your arms are as wide as your feet when they're spread on the floor. A little shaky there, but it's expected coming off such a terrible injury. For his final pass, bounding front flips, C skill. On the varsity level, that C skill is a requirement. It's a swinging C. That is not a strength move. This is Matt's other requirement of the scale. Good
He
finish,
finishes
little
off
hop.
with a round off back, but a pretty decent routine for coming off such a bad injury.
Right. Unfortunately, Matt cannot perform all of his skills. His elbow is not 100% yet. You can see he wears the wrist support there. This is Tom Rice on the pommels. Couple loops for his mount. Little scissor combination. That would be a small deduction right there. He took an extra swing for those scissors. That's another one right there. Changing direction of his swing. Couple double leg circles, little bent legs. Tom finishes with a single leg front out loop off. A little shaky, a little stop there. Judge will take off a few tenths for that. Next up here for Conant is Allen. So you can hear them chanting his name. Allen Lau.
As you can see, he wears wristbands on his hands to get more of a grip on the horse. And switch to a Schaumburg member here on rings with a nice
Back upright
handstand.
handstand. Mounts with some circles into a more.
A little bit of bend in the knees.
A little bit.
Get deducted for that. But
Judge will take off. That is a full twisting scissor hop. That is a C move.
having a little trouble.
You see he sat on the horse. That will be a large deduction. Large or medium. And a double leg front out, loop off. Little stop on the dismount. Judge will penalize him. That is Gary from Conant. He's a 3-year member. This is Gary's best event since freshman year. Sort of just clung to the pommel horse, never let go. $7-5 was the score there for Alan Lau. Nice mount there. A little shaky, but held it through. He's swinging in circles here. A little split in his legs. That is again a full twisting scissor hop. One of my favorite skills. To the front, I'll loop off. Very good.
Here we have a Schaumburg member on the floor exercise.
Let's go, C. Come on, C. Let's go, press.
This is the final Conant gymnast on the pommel horse, Chris Zavalic.
Our next rotation will be Schomburg on the floor exercise, Elk on the pommel horse, and Conant on the rings.
Ooh. Didn't have the dismount quite under control. Schomburg already starting the floor exercise. Little fall there on the front flip. Just received the floor exercise scores. Tim Behrens, the first varsity member to go up, scored a 7-3 for his routine. Matt Mullins, second. For a first day back, score of an 8-3 is very respectable. Very good job, Matt. And Keith Christian with an 8.9. One of his lower scores, however, he did have some trouble. There was a Conant gymnast on the rings, ending his routine with a flyaway.
Most important things going up on the ring is to keep the legs together so form breaks don't happen, because automatically that's deduction too.
It's an in-locate, another in-locate. Back upright, see a little bent legs, a little split in the legs. Judge will deduct sometimes on that. Here we have Mike Rogowski on the pommel horse. He's a freshman just starting this year. Single leg Stockley. And another one.
Come on, Mike!
And his dismount. Good job, Mike. As the freshman coach, Aubrey Dvorak.
Here we have another Conant gymnast on still rings.
You just saw him there salute before every routine. The judge will acknowledge you. You raise one hand to salute the gymnast. Here's Corey Sanford, mounted on the pommel horse. Pommel horse is not one of Corey's best events, however, he's shown great improvement over the year. As a matter of fact, I wrote this routine for Corey.
As we can tell, you must have not wrote it too well.
Good job, Corey. A little shaky on the back up right there for Conant gymnast. He's gonna end his dismount
Couple
here.
extra swings on that back off.
There's a back off. Back flip from above the rings and a support.
For every extra swing, is that a 2/10 deduction?
I believe it's 2/10 for an extra swing. Ronnie Riccio. Next up on the pommel horse.
One of my favorite little freshmen, tries hard.
Mounts with a single leg Stockley into a false scissor. Another false scissor. Front out dismount. Good job.
Dislocate, dislocate.
A couple of dislocates to a
A little
front
shaky
uprise.
front uprise, but it is a difficult trick.
Cross, a little high on the cross, won't get full credit.
Right to back uprise.
And Sebastian Zawala. Couple single leg circles for Sebastian. He's gonna go in a scissor combination into his circles, I believe. Come on, Sebastian, there we go. There's a circle. Many freshmen do not compete circles, but
He just learned that this week, I believe.
just a week ago. Last Thursday morning, I believe.
Pretty strong routine for Sebastian.
Very good job for Sebastian on the pommel horse.
As you see, he's breaking form on the stow rings. That's automatic deduction, even though his routine hasn't started.
Conant gymnast mounts with the dislocate into a bird up. And he's trying to press a hand, didn't quite get there. Reverse bail, so back up, rise L.
L to shoulder stand, fall out, back up rise. Right to a cross, decent cross. And here we have Keith Matuga, JV member. I believe he's a 2-year member.
This is Keith's second year on Elk Grove Gymnastics team. A little shaky on the scissors there, changing direction to a reverse scissor.
A little bit of a fall, but he hung on and got right back up there.
And his dismount. Good routine for Keith Matuga. Some deductions though on those scissors, change direction.
Little bend in the knees on the dislocate. Right to bird up. L to attempted press hand, a little bend in the knees.
He gets there, a little shaky when he gets up there. Has to come down. And he's right
Tries
back
it
up again.
Here we have Ryan Sincarrick, JV member.
Ryan Sincarrick, his second year. Ryan's specialty is high bar. We'll see that a little later today. And what I believe was the end of a flyaway there for a Conant gymnast on his rings routine. Elk Grove Varsity starting now on a pommel horse. Requirements for the pommel horse consist of 2 scissor skills in any connection. 2 scissors must be completed in the routine of any gymnast. Also, you need a double leg circle skill of at least B value. We will see many of those tonight. And we must also see for the third requirement, double leg circle, double leg movement on all 3 parts of the horse. You see Tim, there's 1 on the leather, on the side, then he's in the middle, and then of course on the other side.
And here we have Tim Behrens. Not one of his favorite events, but he does a pretty decent routine.
Scissor hop half, a little shaky, small deduction. It is a B scissor move, as we talked about requirements earlier. Tim, a little shaky on his
That's a little roll off
circle.
on the horse there.
Front out loop off, sit on the horse, will be a deduction, but fought his way through it. It's the most important thing. Mr. Watts now.
Coach let him know what he did wrong, but it's okay.
Tom Rice about to begin on the rings. And Fernando Paleo, as we can see in the pommels in the background. Tom is a 3-year member on the Conant team.
Kept good form on that pull-up. Inverted hang, dislocate, press hand, slight pause, fall out, back up, rise. Here we have Fernando Paleo.
Paleo, 2nd-year member. Started as a sophomore, only does pommel horse.
Pommeler specialist, but or as they call it, a pommel jockey.
Does a good job at it for only being the 2nd year. And his loop off right there to end his routine. Not too happy with that one. Coach Watts will discuss that with him tomorrow at practice. We're waiting now for the judges' score on both the rings and the pommel horse. Conant up on still rings. And there's Keith Christian, 3-year varsity member. Mounts with a flare Magyar. Very impressive skill. Loop around, some uphill skills, travels to the center.
So far, a pretty smooth routine by
Pretty
Keith.
smooth. You can see the split in his legs, though. Scissor combination, that was a requirement. Very good routine.
He kept it flowing, which is very good for a high school student to do.
Very good routine. You should be pleased with that routine. 2 dislocates. Double back, fly away, off the rings. Here I believe we have Jason Miller on still rings for Conant. (9-3) was the score there for Keith's pommel routine.
We're at Brian Sanford in his final home meet.
This is Brown's final home meet.
He is also a pommel specialist, pommel jockey as they call him.
Brian with an impressive connection of loops and walkarounds. To his Moors. Let's see. There we go, Brian. Kept those swinging, very important.
Keeping pretty decent form, I'd say.
Into his scissors. Very good routine. Minimal form breaks on there. A little split at the end, and at the beginning, a little slow around coming around those loops. But otherwise, very good routine. He's very happy with that one.
We have a press on still rings.
Holds the handstand very nicely.
Fall out back uprise to L.
Down to an L cross.
To a regular cross.
Dislocate. Full twist and fly away. This is Jason Bloom. Conant on the still rings. Didn't get a chance to see that score. Saw 2 at the end. It's Jason Bloom for the Conant Cougars. Very tight body. Pulls to his inverted hang.
Back uprise to L.
Mounts with the back uprise L cross.
I should say. A little trouble on the handstand.
But he falls out back uprise L cross again.
Having a little bit of a swinging problem. A little shaky, but overall doing a decent job. Ends it with a low back off and hits the hands on the mat. Slight deduction.
Next, Conant will begin on the floor exercise. Pommel horse, we will have Schomburg, and on still rings, Elk Grove will begin. So far, so good here at Elk Grove. Doesn't seem to be too terrible. Everyone seems to be hitting the routines. Matt Sislow up here on the rings.
I believe he's a first-year varsity member. He was on JV last year, took first on still rings in the JV conference. I know this because I competed against him. I believe his routine is more of a strength routine. Back uprise to L cross.
Very level L cross.
Pushes it up. Press hand. Fall out. Another pressed hand.
Back uprise hand there. Down into a cross. You see how level, see how horizontal he is. Requires a lot of strength. Pulls it off very nicely. Back uprise back off. Very good routine from Matt. That does complete the second rotation for the gymnasts. Schomburg has already started on the pommel horse here. And Conant freshman about to begin on the floor. Very low back flip. Touches his hands. That doesn't fall. Front flip, 2 forward rolls for Conant gymnast coming back in his front tumbling pass. His back flip, puts his hands down, back extension roll, nice bend in the legs though. Just received the pommel horse scores here for Elk Grove Varsity. Tim Barron scored a 5.0. Fernando Paleo, 5.7. Keith Christian, high score with 9.3. And Brian Sanford, the last gymnast we saw, with 9.2.
I believe that is that his high of the season?
I am pretty sure that is his career high.
It's the way to end off a senior night at last home meet.
It's a very good weight. Brian hopes to go to the state meet this year with his pommel horse routine. I think he'll do it. This is Jeff Boys, now up here on rings.
First year, came in late in the season.
Did come in late. He's only been around for a few weeks. Shown some improvement. Coach already decided to put him in a routine. Freshman flyaway. Oh, touches his hands.
Having a little trouble on the floor there, a little stumble. Slight deduction.
Tyler Krass for Conant Gym is finishing up his floor routine with the
We have Ronnie Riccio, a little assistance on his muscle up. Little bent knees for the attempted shoulder stand.
Shoulder stand, he makes it up there though. He did not hold his L for the required 2 seconds to get full credit. Comes down.
The still rings requires a lot of strength, in which many of the freshmen lack in terms of for the tricks. But as the years go by, they catch on and end up doing pretty well.
A couple of in locates here for Ronnie. Should be the end of his routine, the flyaway. Good stick. All right, Ronnie. Coach is very pleased with that dismount. Next up, we're going to have James Schwartz in the rings. Here's James Schwartz, the muscle up by himself.
Has improved pretty well throughout the season.
Yes, as you will see, he's very good at keeping his legs together and keeping his toes pointed.
His dad was a gymnast at this school too, parallel bar specialist.
Parallel bar specialist, went to the state competition on parallel bars.
Dislocate.
Couple of dislocates, let's
Flyaway.
shake the second one. Nice flyaway. Corey Sanford now on the still rings, muscles up by himself.
Nice L.
To the shoulder stand, holds the shoulder stand very nicely.
Keeping decent form.
A little swing there in the rings. We'll see that tonight. However, the gymnasts, they know at what point in their swing to execute their next skill to deaden the swing that they
Two
have
in
in hand.
locates right to a back uprise, to another shoulder stand.
Very difficult for a freshman.
A little bit of pause here.
Waiting for the right time. Nice shoulder bail. Couple of dislocates. Nice high flyaway. Good stick for Corey. Very pleased with that routine. Very good job. Here we'll start the JV members on Conant floor exercise.
Here we have Ryan Sincaric, JV member. A little bend in the knees. Dislocate. Attempted back lever, little bend in the legs.
Back lever holds it pretty level though.
Inlocate. Another inlocate.
As you can see, a little bend in his legs, a little split, small deductions.
Back uprise.
Little bend in his back legs, good L, up to the shoulder stand. Very common for a JV member.
Having a little trouble with the legs in the back uprise, but it ends it with a nice back off.
It was a very good back off, required a few extra swings. Judge will deduct for those. Ooh, Conant Jones puts his hands down on his back flip.
Brian Sanford here. He occasionally comes and performs on the still rings for us when a score is needed, just in case. Oh, had a little split in the legs there.
Yes, he's not experienced on the rings. Doesn't know exactly what he's doing.
But he has good strength for his body weight.
That was a front lever into a muscle up. A little split there coming down from the front lever. He comes in here into a shoulder stand. Through to a nice high L. And what Brian got there to a plunge.
Straddle plunge, a little high, but
Down to a straddle L.
and here, inlocate.
Couple inlocates for Brian. Ooh, little fall there in the background of the Conant gymnast.
Slight swing and a flyaway.
Decent flyaway, small steps on the dismount. Didn't put his hands down, which is important.
Here we have Matt Polish, first-year member, competing at the varsity level. He started out in JV, came into the season late, but he's catching on quick. Inlocate.
Couple of nice inlocates.
Back up rise. Decent combination of tricks. A little fall out on the shoulder stand. Didn't quite hold it for
Didn't hold it
2
for
seconds.
2 seconds. Fall through in his cross. I think he wanted to hold it maybe a little longer than that. Dislocate flyaway. Good job sticking the flyaway, Matt. The requirements for the still rings. Each gymnast is required to perform one strength skill of at least B value, the second lowest valued skill. Gymnast also needs to execute one handstand skill through a swing. Must swing to a handstand skill. We'll see that coming up. And he must, through strength, end up in a handstand as well. Many gymnasts perform
Here we have
press hand.
Tim Behrens.
Sophomore Tim Behrens.
That is one trick that he likes to perform. Nice front uprise.
Presses hand, falls out, back uprise, L. Very smooth. Didn't hold the handstand long enough, I think.
A nice, very nice back lever.
Solid back lever. Don't see many back levers perform that well.
Ends it with the back off. A little stumble on the dismount, but
Nice job.
overall decent routine.
Back uprise, back off. Handstand here for the gymnast.
Here we have Keith Christian. He has a strong still ring routine.
Very solid. And locates through back uprise, iron cross, holds it very nicely.
Elder press.
C value skill. Presses through, holds a handstand very solid, as you can see.
Failed to hand.
That is one of the requirements right there, is the swing through to handstand.
Swing through another hand. Little bend in the toes.
And Keith's gonna have his routine here. The impressive half in, half out, double backflip.
Slight step, but overall a good routine for Keith.
I'm sure he's very happy with that routine. Hopefully we'll score within the 9s for that routine. Here's Conant gymnast, Chris Zavalic. Chris Zavalic with the pressed handstand. Nicely done. Front layout, front flip. We'll hop there before a second front flip. Keith Christian with a 9-4 on that still rings routine we just saw. Very high score for Keith Christian, very solid. Tonight he was averaging very well. Round off 2 backflips. That fulfills his swinging C requirement. Bounding front flips. Little step. Not bad though. Next for Conant will be Tom Rice in the floor X. Tom's a junior this year. I remember competing with him back in the freshman level. Lots of skills, very difficult routine. Getting some chalk there from the floor, making sure he doesn't slip. The gymnast's worst nightmare.
In terms of this sport, chalk is the gymnast's best friend, I'd say.
That is correct. It is important on every event, including floor and vault. They use chalk so they can have a better grip on the apparatus. And we're underway here with Tom, I'm sorry. Tom Rice. I believe he's mounting here with a plunge. One skill.
Very, very difficult.
He does very well though. Straight arms, straight legs, minor deductions if any. Found a flip-flop, then 2 backflips to follow. Nice job. The plunge, as we saw, fulfills his requirement of a strength skill of at least B value, and the back fills his swinging C requirement.
Here we have him with the press.
Very nice press hand.
Strong hold on that press.
Very good control. Bounding front flips. Very solid.
Straight to scale.
And that fulfills his final requirement of a skill of balance on one leg or one arm. Round off flip-flop back, steps out of bounds. In the end, don't know how the judges score that. Go back now to some freshman gymnasts from Conant.
Have a little replay.
Nice round off flip-flop bag for a freshman. Very good job. Front tumbling pass. 2 front flips, very good. Very difficult. I think he was gonna go for
I think he was going for another front, but realized he already did 2. There would have been repetition. Ooh, nice little stop in midair.
Chris Watts here, mounting with a V that fulfills his strength requirement.
He is the son of
value.
the varsity head coach at Elk Grove here, Mr. Bill Watts.
It's a little rivalry going on, Elk Grove and Conant. Round off, back. As you can see, the last back was tucked. His knees were bent into his chest. That ensures that he does not violate the repetition rule. Any skill performed more than twice under certain guidelines is a deduction. Nice front though, into a scale. Good control. Big steps to the end there.
So far, a decent routine for Chris Watts. He was having a little knee trouble throughout the week earlier.
Yeah, he injured his knee last Sunday, I believe. Back again on the replay for Conant gymnast. With the scale. Ooh, big step there. The gymnast round off flip-flop backflip. Chris Marple here, right now on Conant's floor. Through his strength skill, very nice. Fulfills that requirement. As you saw there, the 3rd backflip was tucked. This does not violate the repetition rule. Bounding front flips, a little shaky on the 2nd one. Travel a little farther than I believe he wanted to.
Decent scale.
Good scale. He has fulfilled all his requirements for the floor exercise. He's now just going for difficulty.
Little stumble.
Stumbler off the side of the mat. Don't know if he came off the blue or not. It's up to the judge.
For our second half rotation, Elk Grove will be
And back again here. Conant gymnast on floor exercise. During our replay here right now, the gym is sort of a mess, everyone running from event to event. We are starting the second half rotation, where the 3 events we will compete on is vault, parallel bars, and high bar.
We're going to have Elk Grove start on the vault. Conant's going to be on the parallel bars, and we shall have Schaumburg on the high bar.
Very large crowd today, one of the largest Elk Grove has seen all year. Not many people gather here at Elk Grove for the gymnastics meets, but for senior night, fans like to come and show their support. And we're still waiting here for next events to start. As you can see, Conant there. Maybe go back to some replays. Conant gymnast setting up a springboard for his parallel bar routine. Back to the replay of Conant on the floor exercise, I believe he's a junior varsity member. Ooh.
Little head roll there on the floor.
I don't think that's what he wanted to do.
We just received some ring scores. We had Brian Sanford with a 5-4, Matt Polish with a 4-8, Tim Behrens with a 5-5, and Keith Christians with a 9-4.
Very high scores for Keith Christian tonight. His all-around average will be high enough, hopefully, for him to place first tonight. If he keeps up the great job he's doing so far. And every event is underway. Schaumburg here on the high bar, Elk Grove on the vault, and Conant on the parallel bars. Freshman high bar routine, little stops, little stumbles.
Zach Schulman on the vault.
Zach Schulman, very nice vault for Zach. Came right over the top. Doesn't seem to be too pleased with it though.
We have Corey Sanford.
Corey Sanford, as you can see in the background, Aubrey Dvorak, the freshman coach, giving Corey some last minute pointers here on his vault. Corey, as all the freshmen, will be competing in a handspring, as we'll see right now. Very good, little bend in the legs. Handspring is out of an 8-4 value. So the judge starts his score at 8 value and deducts from there. So a little bend on the leg, steps towards the end.
And a little stumble on the landing.
While we wait here for the score, Keith Matuga will be next here on junior varsity level. 7.35 there for Corey. Mr. Waters standing there in the background.
I believe Keith will also be performing a handspring.
Handspring, that's correct. Very good job, Keith. Important thing when vaulting is to run very fast. Hit the board with a lot of power, fly through the air, push off the horse, and execute the skill you're trying to do.
You can also get bonus for distance too.
That is correct. How far you travel, the judge will award you bonus tenths over 1 meter,
Ryan
meter and a half, 2
Sinclair.
meters. Ryan performing a quarter on, 3/4 off. Quarter on, 3/4 off. Quarters twist on, 3/4 twist off to land the same way he was faced in the beginning. That is out of an 8.6 value. Ryan just perfected his quarter, 3/4. A couple weeks ago, he also was plagued with an injury, broken wrist, broken hand, I should say, in practice executing a backflip. Tim Barron's here, varsity member. Same vault, quarter, 3/4. Very good job, Tim. Kept his legs together, come over the top. Didn't see exactly on the landing, but it looked as though he had a step. Minor deduction for Tim.
Seemed to have a slow approach to that vault.
Yeah, Tim, he's one of the slower runners. You'll see Matt Mullins here run much faster. Again, coming off the dislocated elbows, kept him out for numerous weeks. He used to perform a sukahara, which is a sort of a cartwheel onto the horse and a backflip coming off. Not sure exactly what he's going to do here tonight. Notice the fast run, hits the board. That was, again, a quarter, 3/4 off an 8.6.
We have Keith Christian.
Saluting to the judge. He'll be performing a piked souk.
Fast approach.
Coming over with the back, a little split on his legs coming over. He was pulling really hard to complete that little step on the back.
Overall, a good vault. Decent.
Pike souk is out of a 9.4. Minor deductions for the split in his legs and the step at the end. Hopefully we'll score in the 9s for that souk. Ooh, a little trouble there on the backward roll for Conant gymnasts on parallel bars. Back upright, Swiss out, a little shaky. And a back off.
Ooh, with a slight fall.
Just putting his hands down. Elk has completed their performances there on the vault. We'll try to stick with Conant here throughout the parallel bars. Haven't started the varsity yet for Conant. Still on JV. Very good meet so far, don't you think, Brian?
I'd say so. It's close, very close.
As you can see up there in the background, the score, 74 and a 69. Not exactly sure what team has the 74, 69 and below the 77?
I believe Conant has the 74. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that is Elk Grove who has the 69.
Yes, Elk Grove's score has suffered greatly this year as a result of numerous injuries. Oh, looks like an attempt for a cut catch there for Conant gymnast. He'll go for it again. There we go. Sits on the bars. Will be deduction and another one. Into the Swiss L. Oop, tries to swing up to the handstand. I'll go once more. Come on.
Oh, slight fallback.
Looked as though maybe he was going to go for a back off.
Scoots up for his dismount. That would also be a deduction. For all
And
those extra swings.
Fly away. Coach's assistant is 5/10 deduction, I believe.
And also the kick of the bar, too.
Kick of the
It's another
bar.
2/10.
That doesn't help a routine too much. Conant gymnast moving the springboard now, setting the mats up exactly how they want it. It's very important to have the bars set to your liking. Otherwise, it could be disastrous for any gymnast. Schomburg up here now on the high bar. You can see his right foot there, kind of bent. Not exactly sure.
Little
taped or
spread in
not.
the legs, too, would also be a deduction.
High bar, not my area of expertise. Coming through his giant swings here. Not exactly sure what the dismount's called. Haven't seen it that much this year.
I think it's just swing with a half turn. We have another Conant gymnast on the parallel bars. The shoulder stand, fall out, and a dismount. Schomburg back on high bar here. Slight form break in the legs. Didn't quite make the trick you wanted to.
He kips up, casts his handstand.
A little bit of form problems.
There on his Higgins. In reverse skip, cast a handstand. Couple reverse giants. There's his pirouette.
Little bent legs.
And legs coming through those giants, and his dismount, laid out
Fly
flyaway.
away. Ooh.
Falls, even with the spot from his coach.
Not only will he get a deduction for the fall, but also for the coach's assistance. Here we have Conant back on the parallel bars.
Backward roll to an L support. There's handstand. We'll see here what he's going to do out of this. And a back off. Oh, big stumble there from Conant gymnast. There's a member of the...
And we have Steve Garner from Schomburg on the high bar. I believe he's a senior for Schomburg High School.
I think so.
So far,
There he is rolling to what's
Smooth
known as
routine.
rolling is what's known as dorsal grip, commonly known as eagle grip. Must complete Giants in eagle grip for requirement on the high bar. Nice full pirouette there.
Looks as if he's going to end it with a double. And he does, in a nice stick.
Wow. Very nice job there for Garner. Very good high bar set. Very pleased, I assume. That concludes the high bar set for Schaumburg High School. Saxon's doing very well here today. Couple of cuts there. Couple of bends.
In the legs.
He did not sit on the bars though, which we saw earlier from Conant gymnast. Here into a Swiss L, and he turns it around. That's a B skill.
Coaches can't stress enough how important form is in the routines, besides tricks itself.
A little trouble there on his drop kip. Into another Swiss L. Yes, you're right. It is important for form. That is over half the battle. As we stressed earlier, form consists of 6.3 of any gymnast routine. And the rest, of course, comes from difficulty, the requirements we talk about, and any bonus that might be acquired from the gymnast for performing any combination of skills of C value or D value.
As we're waiting for Conant to finish up the parallel bars, our next rotation will be Schaumburg on the vault, Elk Grove on the parallel bars, and Conant on the high bar.
There's Conant raising the bars and setting them the specifications for the Conant varsity team. Still waiting here. Gonna start with Chris Valich over here on Conant parallel bars. And we're underway here. Conant parallel bars. Bounce with the glide kip cut. Middle of bars. Back upright straddle cut. Forward roll. Reverse cut. Another straddle cut. Big fan of cuts here, Chris Valich. Front upright. Swing hand.
Ooh, slight walk on the piece.
Couple steps and ends with the back off. Good routine. Very well. He flowed very nicely.
Slight deductions for form, but overall decent routine.
Just received the vault scores for Elk Grove. Matt Mullins with a 7.7. Tim Barron's at a 7.8. And Keith Christian with an 8.9. Didn't score in the 9s as Keith has hoped. However, still a very good score of 8.9. Tom Rice up next on parallel bars. Conant gymnasts already starting the high bar. Freshman on high bar and their varsity still on parallel bars. This is often done just to save time. Nice flyweight dismount there, Conant freshman. Tom Rice mounts the kip, immediate plunge. Very difficult, kept his legs together, raises the value.
He had a little trouble on the first attempt for the swing hand. He had to go back down.
That is a deduction for the extra swing. There he is. Nice cut there to L. A little drag on the bars, not terrible. Beautiful press hand though. And the back off. A little shaky with the step. Back to Conant on high bar. Freshman with the kip. And the drop kip. You see him split his legs and bend his knees. Those are deductions. What we like to call an undershoot, a couple half turns, and probably a pull over. I thought he was going to go for his dismount there with flyaway.
A little trouble.
A little trouble on his drop kip there. Gathers himself though for the pull over. And he's in reverse grip, going over. Nice flyaway, ooh.
A little bit of a fall there.
A little low, needs to let go a little later. A little more swing there on his flyaway.
Then we have Chris Watts on the parallel bars. I believe he's a 4-year member at Conant for high school gymnastics.
4-year member, as you can see in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, his father, arms crossed, watching his son. Little family rivalry there. Nice giant, little split in the legs, an L. And another one with a cut at the end.
So far, a pretty smooth
Back to
routine.
an L, not holding the L right up there on the bars. Not sure exactly why. Reverse cast to, I'm not sure I know what to call it, back upright support with a half turn. Swings a hand and a piked back off. Very good routine, very smooth. Conant freshman. Back hip circle, reverse grip, and nice flyaway. Ooh, well, a little too nice. As you saw the first flyaway, let go a little too early. Last gymnast might let go a little too late. Pulled his flyaway around a little too hard. And we're waiting here for parallel bars, Conant gymnast, Pat Collins. He's the last varsity member for Conant to go up in parallel bars. He'll be followed immediately by an Elk Grove freshman. Conant freshman, changing his grip there off his kip. In the background was Schomburg handspring. Couple reverse giants, nice pirouette. Very good for a freshman, very impressive. Ooh, didn't make it over on that last giant swing. Coach there to help him out. Finishing his routine here. Nice flyaway. Schomburg handspring in the distance. Pat Collins just completed his parallel bar set. Next up will be Elk Grove on the parallel bars. And here we're going to watch that Pat Collins routine that we missed while watching Conant gymnast in the background there. Nice mount, straddle cut.
For a fairly tall guy, he does pretty well.
Well,
in terms of the P
bars
bars,
a little bit.
it's difficult the taller you are, the harder the tricks come by.
Nice handstand, and he dismounts here. The laid out flyaway with the half turn in there somewhere.
Overall, decent routine.
Oh yes. Back to Conant junior varsity member on the high bar. Couple of back hip circles here. Give his routine some flavor. That was the JV member, I'm sorry. Thank you, Brian.
Anytime, Mike.
Freshman coach, Aubrey Dvorak.
Who's also currently still a gymnast himself over at the Elk Grove Gymnastics School. He coaches there also. Pretty busy guy with the terms of gymnastics. But he works the freshmen hard and they catch on pretty quick.
Showing great improvement. Owe a lot to their coach. JV member coming around some reverse giants. Changes his grip here.
A couple extra swings, a little form break.
You can see his legs are apart. He's not really thinking too much on keeping a tight body. And a
Little bent
giant,
knees and the Giants.
you can see he's Schaumburg vault in the background. Little drop kick there, Conant gymnast. Oh, went back to Zach Schulman up here on parallel bars. Nice shoulder stand. And he's gonna bail.
Little assistance from the coach. That is a minor deduction.
Back up to another shoulder stand. Back up rise. Couple
And
extra swings and a little
dump off.
dump off, a little dilly there. Back to Conant now. Nice Giants here for JV member.
Decent form on the Giants. A little bend in the knee right there.
Goes with the blind change. Pushing
Kind of
through those reverse
muscled him
giants.
over.
Yeah. Coming on those
Ooh.
skills. Ooh, falls on his giant. Probably gonna kip it up and try it again. There's his cast. Oh, and we're back. James Schwartz, parallel bars.
Correction, David. Ronnie Riccio, is that?
Oh, is that Ronnie Riccio?
Yes. From the back, they all look the same. Little form break in the legs.
Little assistance there from Aubrey Dvorak.
Now, is that a 5/10 deduction?
I believe it's 5.
I correct myself on that earlier. That is a major deduction.
Back up rise, a little shaky. Those extra swings. Each
Couple
extra swing is 2/10.
And
Yeah.
a little dump off with a bump from the bar.
Conant Junior Varsity member on high bar. Nice cast, the handstand. Couple nice giants here.
Keeping good, tight form.
There's the blind change, immediate pirouette.
A little bit of form break.
Coming over, you can see him split every time he comes around. There we go with the Higgins.
It's 2/10 every.
It depends. If
Depends on how major of a form break.
if his feet just barely separate, it'll only be 1. Here's Corey now.
Corey Sanford.
Extra swing there on his Moy. Another extra one there. Front uprise.
Ooh,
Oop,
little
didn't
trouble on the
exactly
front
make it.
uprise. Shoulder stand. Didn't quite hold it for the whole 2 seconds. Couple extra swings. Attempted handstand. For a freshman, swing to hand is a decent trick. Getting ready for his dismount. Seemed as Corey was having a little trouble with his routine. He had a few too many extra swings in there. Back to Conant on the high bar. Excuse me. Ooh, a little bend in the knees. One of the hardest things to do on the high bar is to keep a tight body in order to keep your legs straight as you're swinging around.
Here we go now to James Schwartz. Nice shoulder stand up high. Got some large shoes to fill there from his father. State gymnast here at Elk Grove.
His father's specialty was the Mana, I believe, or
Yes, his father did compete at Mana. Conant crowd getting a little excited there. Another gymnast there on the high bar.
his team cheering him on. Good support.
Rob Burness here now on high bar.
Let's hope he performs to the expectations of the crowd.
Nice free hip coming around, couple giants. And a blind change. Couple reverse giants now. Pirouette.
Just a couple of small leg breaks.
Blind change. Yeah, you can see every time he comes around, he splits his legs. And pirouette again. There's a Higgins. Ooh, changes his grip. Full twisting flyaway. Little shaky on the dismount. You saw his legs come apart.
Here we have Keith Matuga, JV member. Not as high as you wanted to be on the straddle L.
Swiss L.
Swiss L, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me, Mike.
Little reverse cast to support.
Little bend in the knees.
Yep, on his drop kip. The upper arm and an uprise. Straddle cut with a half twist, set on the bars. Nice flyaway though.
A decent routine for Keith, I'd say.
Parallel bar is not Keith's strongest event.
Next we'll have Ryan Sinkarik. I believe the JV squad is made up of 2 members.
I believe 2 members is correct. Throughout the year though, they have had a little more than that. Here's Chris Watts now, as we see. From the Higgins coming around. A couple reverse giants here.
Keeping good form.
In very good form.
I wonder if he learned that from his father.
Not exactly sure what he was going for there. There we go. Kale hop there, reverse grip. That's reverse grip. Blind change coming over the top, another pirouette. Higgins changing his grip. Nice laid out flyaway. You can compare that full twisting flyaway to the one we saw before.
Then we have Ryan Sinkarik ending up his routine on the P-bars.
Nice flyaway there, Ryan had at the end. His coach there,
Coach Waters.
Dave Waters, is back to us.
Great guy. Likes to encourage his team.
Mr. Watts now, aiding Brian Sanford.
Make
Like
sure
sets the
everything's to
bars.
specifications on the P-bars there. Brian Sanford checking the distance. Each gymnast has their own width of the bars, and
It's important for each gymnast to have that specified width each time he performs. 6-2 was the score there for Ryan Sinkarik. Nice score for a junior varsity member on parallel bars. There's Conant gymnast. As you can see in the background, vaulting with Brian Sanford and his glide kip.
Brian is also occasionally a P-bars man. Does it occasionally when Coach Watts needs him to step up.
Shows some interesting skills here with his strength acquired from pommel horse. There's a little plunge, a little bend in the legs. 1 bar V, it's a C skill. Requires tremendous flexibility.
And then
and
just a
stomach
little
strength.
hop off there. But a decent routine for a guy that doesn't compete often on the P-bars. Ooh, little couple steps on the
Handspring there.
handspring there for Conant.
While we have a minute here, I'll review the requirements for Elk Grove on the parallel bars. The first one skill of at least B value, the second lowest value in skill, in which both hands are free of the bar, and then gymnast must re-grab. This consists of numerous skills, however, the dismount does not count because the gymnast must re-grab the bars. We will see coming up a gymnast from Elk Grove completing a few of those. Next requirements, one swing skill of B value on 2 rails, in or through the support. We'll see that coming up here. I'll make sure to mention that. And the final requirement is one skill on 2 rails, in or through a hang below the rails. As you saw right there, we call that underbar.
We have Tim Behrens.
This is Tim. Nice little pirouette there.
So far, a strong routine. Usually Tim has a little trouble staying on the first couple of tricks.
We got a little bail of support. Very high Swiss L. Get deducted there for that extra swing to his handstand, the back off.
And a nice back off,
Very
I'd
nice
say.
back off. Stuck that very
Overall,
cleanly.
a decent routine for Tim.
That's a very good job. Conant member vaulting right now. Another handspring. See that a lot from the freshman and junior varsity levels. Conant coach setting the board. It's important for each gymnast to have the board set at his specifications from the horse. In or around 2.5 feet. Conant gymnast again, and another handspring.
Slight bend in the knees.
Slight bend in the knees coming through. Didn't exactly get the push off the horse I think he had hoped for.
Here we have Jordan Aposlop, a P-bar specialist. He has great flexibility, but in terms of tricks, he has a little trouble with his height.
Height is a factor for Jordan. Natural form, though, you'll see that coming up. His legs just seem to be glued together most of the time, except for there. Coming through his 1-bar V. You see a very high V. Not much room for improvement on the V.
Great abdominal muscles with the
And it, combined with his
flexibility.
It's key. There's a beautiful press hand there, Jordan.
As you can see, he's a lengthy guy, which in terms makes his tricks a little bit harder for him to do.
You can also see his knees are very straight. A little splitter in his legs coming through his cut. Very tight.
Little separation on the legs, a bend in the knees.
And a little Wendy turn there for his dismount. Jordan, not a big fan of salto dismounts, flipping dismounts, including a back off or a front off, back flip off the side.
It seems as if he's had a couple bad experiences with those type of dismounts. So.
You know, he has been working them in practice, Brian, and he got them a few times for a couple practices. They seem to be there. Very good. He's very good at them, and then
he just seems to stray away when it comes to competition time.
Yeah, he's a little difficult there on those. A little afraid of doing back offs.
Here we have, I believe this is Conant Varsity.
Recently injured his knee here, Sislo, for Conant. Waiting for the judge to acknowledge him. Conant and Schaumburg teams there, preparing for the next event. Keith Christian now on the parallel bars. Mounts here, the peach. Oh, beautiful press hand there for Keith. You'll see his requirement coming up right now. Diamondov, ooh, doesn't quite make it. Stands on the bars. That is considered a fall. That is a requirement there. Stutz tries to make those to handstand. Can't quite do it there. That is the B value skill where both hands release the bars and then re-grab. Reverse pirouette. Keith falls on that.
He's having a little trouble. Doesn't seem to please.
Doesn't seem to be too happy with that, yes. Normally parallel bars is very solid for Keith. He's added some very difficult skills, including Davidoff and the Stutz hand. Reverse pirouette, though, seems to be something he has pretty solid. Right now, he's probably all shook up from those 2 previous skills.
Just needs to shake it off and finish up his routine strong.
Go to a handstand.
Nice handstand.
Might be his dismount here.
A little step out on dismount.
Step out on the back off half. Not exactly what he wanted. You can see the disappointment in his face and the coach's faces.
But as always, the team gives him a little encouragement, you know. Get ready for the next event. I'm sure they're telling him.
And we'll go here now to a replay. Matt Sislow here from Conant Varsity. Back to real time though. Nice job, Chris Marple. Very good Suk. Lands it, sticks it. Minor deductions. And we'll go back to the replay we just missed. Oh, you watch Chris Marple there. This is Matt Sislow working his way. I believe Matt just competes a handspring. Normally a ring specialist. Coach asked him though to fault this meet.
We have Chris Watts.
Chris Watts recently injured his knee. Competes a Suk. Didn't seem to get exactly what he wanted there. You can see him, he's a little disappointed.
I'm not sure if his hands touched on that one, but they were low.
They were very low. Didn't get the distance he wanted. Came off the horse a little close.
I'm not sure if this has anything to do with his knee or not, but it didn't seem like he was quite full speed on that.
Yes,
the run.
recently, last Sunday, injured his kneecap at a basketball game cheering. Tom Rice, as you can see, kind of with an air horse there, performing his Sukahara. Just waiting for it. A Sukahara is out of a 9-2. See Tom Rice here perform one.
Strong approach.
Punches the board.
Ooh.
Nice Suk comes out very early. Very good job. Small step there on the end. We'll go back to a replay now. Crowd favorite from Conant on the vault, Chris Savalic. Suk, nice stick, little hop. You see he's very pleased with that performance.
Zach Schulman on the, having a little
trouble.
Little trouble.
Back hip circle.
Couple extra swings.
Yeah, those are all 2-10 deductions. Some half turns there. Nice flyaway. Very good job.
After 5 events, there's what the finals are. I'll bring over the end.
Just received these from scorekeeper Mr. Schaus. Varsity scored after 5 events. We have Elk Grove trailing in last place with a 117.2, Conant with a 119.8, and Schaumburg in the lead with a 122.1.
Overall, a fairly good meet. Elk Grove's hanging in there for.
Hanging in there after 5 events. Although having already competed vault, normally the highest scoring event for any team. 117 is.
In terms of Elk Grove, though, they've done a decent job for the injuries that have come about the team.
That's true. They don't seem to care as much nowadays with the team score. The whole meet is pretty much based on individual scores and improving individually, preparing for next year. Brian Sincarrick waiting to come up here on the high bar. High bar, his specialty.
A little form break on
a little form break. I'm sure his coach will discuss that with him next practice.
A little bend in the knees.
Kips up. Cast with a nice back hip circle. A little break there as well. See his legs split. Cast, he's gonna go for some giants here. There's one.
There's 2.
And another with the Higgins
And
at
he
the end.
makes it.
Back to reverse grip. Good job, Ryan. Changes his grip. Little half turn. Another half turn. And laid out flyaway.
A little
Great
step
job.
out, but overall a good routine for Ryan.
Junior
Coach
varsity
Waters
member
happy with him.
coming off the injury. Broken wrist, performing a standing backflip during practice one day. Landing on his hand. No one's really sure how he did it, but he was in a cast for 4 weeks. That was Ryan's score there flashing around. From Carolyn flashing the scores of 4.7. Coach Watts setting the mats there for Jordan Apostoloff, over 6 feet tall. Those mats can get in the way. Ooh, nice straddle cut there for Jordan. Added that a little earlier this year. High bar not Jordan's best event.
I believe he just started performing this year on the high bar.
He used to practice high bar and even competed high bar, but on a varsity level, he's only done it a few times as a result of injuries. Coach Watts asked him to step up and compete on the high bar.
One aspect of his high bar is he does keep decent form.
Very good form throughout the high bar, some of the best form we've seen in a while. Ooh, you see him kick the mats right there. That could be dangerous. Next time, you see Mr. Watts not knowing what happened. Next time, I'm sure Mr. Watts will
Jordan let out a little giggle there.
pull those mats away. Yeah, he's a character. Now up here with Tim Behrens. He mounts with a reverse grip kip. Immediately into a few reverse giants, keeping his head out. Coach has tried for many hours teaching Tim Behrens those reverse giants. Little drop kip there. See his feet spread just a little bit. And
Slight deduction for
Each
the
one of those.
form.
Each one of those, of course, is deduction. Coming through his giants. Little Higgins there to an uprise. Nice flyaway for Tim Behrens, though. Good height. Hopefully next year we'll be competing double backs. Next up here, and finally for Elk Grove in tonight's meet, is Keith Christian on the high bar. Very unique routine Keith has. Before Keith goes, I will review the requirements there on high bar, varsity level. It was required that each gymnast has one in-bar skill of at least B value, where the body is close to the bar, a B value in which both hands are free of the bar and then re-grab, and also a B skill performed directly into or out of what's known as dorsal or cubital grip. There's Keith's in-bar, mounting with a stalter. Couple giants into the blind change. Couple endos. Connects there. And he's gonna do a full pirouette to eagle. Hits it cleanly. Great form, some of the best we've seen. Changes his grip here, and for his heck dismount. Comes over the bars. Very nicely done. Expect a very high score. Mid-9s for that routine. Very
I
impressive.
think he took our advice and shook off the last routine, stepped up on his high bar routine, and I'm sure he's happy about it.
Yep, unfortunately, his P-bar routine will drag the score down for his all-around.
In terms of Elk Grove, that completes the rotations for Elk Grove. We're just waiting for Schomburg to finish up on the P-bars.
Okay, for the varsity.
See gym cleanup already starting. Elk Grove has somewhat of a little party, little get together.
Little
here
pizza
after the
night
meet.
tonight. They're excited to get to the pizza, so the sooner they clean up, the sooner they can eat.
That's correct. Schaumburg gymnast now. Little bail there to support. Difficult skill. Pulls up the handstand. Nice cut there, sits on the bars. It will be a deduction. And he goes into a nice one bar V. I have just received the parallel bar scores for Elk Grove Varsity. Brian Sanford's score of a 6.3. Jordan Apostolov scoring a 7.8. Keith Christian, low score of a 7.8. The lowest he's seen in over a year, I believe. And Tim Barron's the high score of the day, 8.2 for Elk Grove.
But I guess everybody, has to have their bad day.
That happens. Only on one event today, though, for Keith. He's probably disappointed. I think I should also mention here that on the varsity level, each team is allowed to present 5 gymnasts for each event. Only 3 scores out of those 5 count, the 3 best scores. Normally the coaches will put them in ascending order, starting with the least, or the gymnast projected, who's expected to project the least score, moving all the way up to the gymnast who's expected for the high score. So on the parallel bars, for instance, Brian Sanford's score of a 6.3 will not count.
Here we have a quick shot of the crowd.
You can see the enthusiasm in their faces. Gymnastics, not one of the fastest moving sports. Requires a lot of strength, a lot of skill. More so than any other I've seen. Schaumburg gymnast, nice cut there. To an uprise, and let's see what he ends here with. Nice V to press his hand. Little Wendy off the end of the bars.
I believe we have one more varsity gymnast on the P-bars.
I think you're correct.
Thank you.
There's a shot there of the Schaumburg Gymnastics Saxons team there. Getting ready to watch the final gymnasts wrap up the meet here. Waiting for the judge to give the score on that last routine.
Say one positive of tonight's meet is all these three schools, Conant, Schaumburg, Elk Grove, have a lot of guys that are close, so it's a very friendly, competitive meet tonight. No true rivalry in terms of.
I've just received the final totals here for the freshman and JV levels for all 3 teams. On the freshman level, Elk Grove placed 3rd with an 80.55. Schaumburg came in 2nd with an 86.7, and Conant in the lead, 1st place with an 88.85. And on the JV level, Elk Grove holding up the back of the pack with a 48, as you can see with many gymnasts absent. Schaumburg with a 97.3, and Conant with a 111.4. Solid routine there from Schaumburg gymnasts.
That wraps up the rotations for all 3 teams, and now we're going to await the varsity scores.
Actually, there's one more gymnast to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Steve Garner, last guy to go here.
Snuck
Actually,
up on us there.
There's 2 more. I'm sorry. Steve Garner, then Tim Cross is left after Steve. Nice press hand there, Steve Garner.
A little hush over the crowd.
Little stutz there. That is the requirement. Letting go, re-grabbing the bars. Back upright handstand. We'll see what he goes for dismount. Let's pike back off. Crowd very, very happy with that. I've also received the high bar scores here from Elk Grove gymnast Tim Behrens. Jordan Apostoloff with a 4.8, Tim with a 4.9, and Keith Christian ending that routine there with a 9.2.
So I'd say a big step up for Keith coming from the 7.8 on the P-bars to a solid 9.2 on the high bar. Now I believe, Mike, this is our last gymnast on the P-bars. Am I correct this time in
You
saying?
are correct. This is Tim Cross. Last one to go here for Schaumburg. Schaumburg Saxons here.
Little trouble on the form there. I believe that was a fall off.
Not exactly sure what happened there. Expecting bigger things there from Tim Crosslands.
I believe he didn't quite have the swing on that.
All right, and here he will finish up here with a worthy dismount.
Another fall off, but he ends it with that as the finish.
Still not making what he was trying to go for. Not exactly sure what it was.
Not too happy with his routine, but
No.
it happens to the best of us.
That was the final gymnast.
And overall, it was a decent meet tonight. I'd say it was close.
We are just waiting for the final totals here. As you can see, the gym is a little bare now. Crowd moving around and gymnasts cleaning up. Still waiting for six.
And now we
event
have
scores.
the usual handshake between teams. You know, common courtesy after every meet. Well, this was the final meet, home meet, I should say, of the 1999-2000 gymnastics season.
Final home meet for Elk Grove. As you saw there, Steve Garner, very excited over his routine. Not exactly sure which one it is, but probably placed very high. Elk Grove gymnasts there, Fernando Palero, James Schwartz, Zach Schulman, and
it
Corey
seems as the
Sanford.
scores have appeared on the scoreboard there, we have Schaumburg Varsity taking first with a 147. Second place, we have Conant with a 145, and Elk Grove in third with a 136. But overall, a decent meet for Elk Grove. They hung in there.
very, very good job. I'm very pleased with the 136. It seems to be the mean score here this year for Elk Grove as a result of numerous injuries. We'll see how the standings come out a little bit later on Schaumburg and Conant's ranking in the division.
We had a little slice there on the score on the screen.
Finals for tonight's meet. For the varsity in third place,
And those exact official scores came out. Elk Grove with a 136.1, Conant with a 145.7, and Schaumburg with a 147.2. Very good meet, very high scores for Schaumburg and Conant.
The individual events on the floor. The third place tonight for Conant, Chris Marco, 8.8. And second place, Elk Grove Village East Christian with 8.9. On the floor, the first place winner from Schaumburg is Steve Gardner with 9.2. On the pommel horse, in third place from Schaumburg is Steve Gardner with 8.9. Second place goes to our Elk Grove Grenadier Ryan Sanford with a 9.2. And the first place winner for the pommel horse.
We are receiving right now the final tallies here for individual events.
Third place, Schaumburg, Steve Gardner with 8.7. Second place, Conant, Matt Sislo.
On floor, we had Chris Marple taking third, Elk Grove's Keith Christian taking second, and Steve Garner taking first. On the pommel horse, we had Steve Garner taking third, Brian Sanford taking second, and Keith Christian taking first. On the still rings, we had Steve Garner taking third, Matt Sislo taking second, and Keith Christian taking first. On the vault, we had somebody by the name of Tom taking third, Steve Gardner taking second, and
Not sure exactly who had first there. Pat Collins, they just announced, is the first place winner on the parallel bars.
Third place goes to Chris Watts from Conant with an 8.1.
third place on the high bar was Chris Watts. I'm sure Coach Watts is happy. Steve Garner took second, and high bar winner was Keith Christian.
It's a very good meet overall. I think everyone did a great job and was very pleased. I look forward to seeing all three teams in conference and later in sectionals.
44 point total is Tom Rice from Conant. Second place, in very close contest,
Till next time, this is Mike Mihalovich and Brian Soderstrom.
Have a good one.
winner tonight